Good morning.
Good morning.
We need to talk about the word rich and what it is to actually be rich, because some of y'all are confused. Some of you think just because you drive a Range Rover and you live in a big house and your dad works offshore, that you're rich. No, sweetheart. Being rich is having that money in the bank. In the bank, having money in the bank. Most of you don't have money in the bank. Your money is you driving it, you living in it.
Wait! Hold up. He came in hot. Did he say because y'all got a car in a house when your daddy work offshore? You think you doing something with your life now? According to the Oxford Dictionary, the definition of rich means having a great deal of money or assets, wealthy, plentiful, and abundant. And if you want to fight with Oxford. I ain't make the definition. Or you can join the military. Next! And I'd like to ask y'all, what is rich to y'all? Personally, don't feel like it's an exact number. To me, I already feel rich. And by most people's standard of rich, I know I'm not rich. Not a millionaire, not a billionaire. To me, you're rich when you have freedom to do what you want to do. And also, you could be rich at heart, rich at spirit, rich in health, all these other things that don't involve money. We as people tend to hold on to the money aspect is like, oh, that's what rich is. You know, what about our bodies? What about our physical fitness? Because what is all the money in the world if you aren't healthy enough to do anything with it? Like imagine getting a house, the car, the vacations, and your body is too tired or sick to enjoy any of it. And I'm talking about things that you can control, or because you haven't been taking care of yourself, you can't even get up a flight of steps. You're stressed out 24/7. Is that freedom? Is that rich? Health is the foundation, and a lot of people don't even consider that. And many people are walking around like you're going to get another body, and you're not. You got to take care of the one you got. And I'm talking about if you are physically able, because of course things happen that are out of a lot of people's control. So don't waste your ability and your blessing to be able to take care of what you have. And this is an interesting conversation. To me, it just makes me reflect on what is important to you. But if I had to give it a number, I might say somewhere around like $1 million worth of assets. Like maybe not a bank account with $1 million because that just would be dumb. Like why would it be in a bank account not keeping up with the rate of inflation? But maybe you have some sort of investments in a brokerage, 401k or something like that. If you're at the retirement age, say you got millions in there. I don't know. I kind of feel like there might be a difference between rich and wealthy. Like wealthy is the money, but you could be wealthy and not be rich. You see what I'm saying? Because you could be rich in like mind, body, spirit, soul, all of that. But wealthy is just like the money. Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna let it play.
Money has to be in the bank for you to be rich. See, let's say you get paid $10,000 at the beginning of the month, right? That's a good check. $10,000 a month, right?
Yeah, it is.
But let's say you got to pay $1,000 Range Rover note, $800 for insurance, $1,000 tag. Let's say your child goes to a private school. By the time you get done paying for all that, you have no more money, do you? So let me ask you something. Are you rich or are you living a rich life?
That's definitely living a rich life. Now, in that context, you might as well just be living paycheck to paycheck. And again, we see it all the time. People who make a large amount of money talking about they barely scraping by because they've bought all of these different things, which keeps them at work, keeps them working, the job that they swear they don't want to be at. And then they go out and buy more stuff that keeps them at work. This is what I mean. Like, you don't have the freedom. So to me, when you're rich, you could be rich with 100,000. If you're not living on the 100,000, say you living off of $2,000 a month, but you got $100,000 in the bank and you got more income coming in every month and all you're doing is building up how much you have. To me, you're more rich than a millionaire that's living paycheck to paycheck, using all of their resources and their assets to make other people rich, barely scraping by. Like, because you got more freedom than that person. You can't buy the freedom. See, you use the money as a resource to obtain the freedom. But if you just spent all the money, you're not free. You're clocking it. And there's nothing wrong with working a job. Don't get me wrong. But I just feel like when you're rich, that comes with a little bit of freedom to take control of your life and what you're doing. But that really depends on what type of lifestyle you're living. Because a lot of people don't need all this fancy stuff. Like they live off a bare minimum, regardless if they had a lot of money or not. But they're free. Like they want to go to a park, they go to a park and they're happy. They have leisure time to go do the things that they care about. So really, if I can do the things that I care about with the resources I have and I have a plethora after, I'm rich. If I'm able to be in control of my time, I'm rich. Controlling my health, I'm rich. You know, I have a good relationship with the Lord. Hello? Have a closer relationship with Jesus. Like, you're rich. You're rich. Because what do a lot of people think they're going to do with all this money anyway? I think people have an idea that oh, when I make all this money, you're gonna spend it. You're gonna spend it and you're still not gonna be satisfied. How many rich people do we know, quote unquote rich, they're still unhappy? They can't point us to the one thing that will fulfill all the rich folks and be happy. Because it don't exist. You can't buy it. So that's the cheat code. You can't buy it. So a lot of people go through their whole life and they think when they make all this money, everything's gonna make sense. And you're gonna feel fulfilled and rich. Y'all, look at the celebrities. Just look at the celebrities. They got all the money and the resources. And we gotta pray for them because y'all see how some of them are acting. Y'all see what they're going through. They haven't found the thing yet because it's not here. Next!
Because to me, being rich is doing all of that, having a Range Rover, child in a private school, get to go on vacation every summer. You get to do all that while still having money in the bank.
I can get where he's coming from, though. I can understand. You definitely not finna be yelling you're rich as far as money and assets. If all your money's tapped out, I get it. Yeah, I agree.
To me, that is rich. That is rich. Most of you have a nice car, a nice house, but you have no money because all your money is spent into that materialistic ass life that you're living. I just want to say that because I'm not going to have you judge me in the car that I drive and for you to tell me, well, my dad works offshore. He makes more money than you. I'm sure he does, sweetheart, but he also drives a $70,000 Denali.
And who does that? That's odd to go up to somebody and say, my daddy makes some money. What do you make? I can't stand people like that. Be quick to talk about what they next of kin doing. What do you do? What's your value? What are your skills? Don't come over here talking about what I got going on. Comparing me to your great-grandma? What?
Which is probably putting him in debt, which is keeping him offshore too, huh? Because if he loses that job, he's going to lose that truck.
Yeah.
Because he's not rich, is he?
Working class, ain't nothing wrong with that. That sounds like a working class person that makes a lot of money to be able to afford the assets that he has acquired. Well, I wouldn't even consider everything that people buy as an asset, but the things. But if he doesn't have the job, then all those things will go away because if they're financed, if they're leased and you lose the income, how are you going to pay for all of those things? I mean, if you have a $70,000 car, if you have $70,000 in the bank to pay off that car, you're okay. But a lot of people don't have that. So when the job goes and they can't keep up with the payments, so does the car. So does all of the assets that they bought. And if we're being honest, a lot of people are able to keep up with the monthly payments of their assets or depreciating assets so long as they have a job. But if the job is gone, that's when you start seeing people get repoed, their houses are being foreclosed on, and assets start to get seized. Now, if you bought it outright, it's a little bit different. Maybe you don't have to worry about those things, but if your whole life is being financed, you could definitely feel the pinch if you lose your job. Man, he didn't tell no lies. He was absolutely right. And don't compare what you got going on to nobody else. And don't let anybody make you feel like you're not moving fast enough or you're not good enough because they're able to do other things. We are all on separate journeys on life right now. We all just trying to figure it out the best we can. Nothing is wrong with driving an old car, not having a bunch of money in the bank to go on fancy, lavish vacations. Do what you can afford. Find what makes you happy and work towards that because you definitely can be rich at heart. And shout out to those of you who are. While editing this video 33 minutes ago, I asked you all, what is rich to you? 14% of you said 100K to 1 mil in the bank or in assets. 23% said 1 mil to 5 mil. And 44% of y'all said owning your time and freedom, which I agree. And 19% of y'all said health, peace, and spiritual wealth, which is also equally important in my opinion. And if I left any out, do your thing and drop it down below. But we have to start making better decisions today in order to have a better future.